What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. So, we got a lot of news recently about Title Update 5. It's everything we ever wanted. Well, personally, what I wanted. Skills are getting massive buffs to damage. The turret will be able to actually kill NPCs by itself for once. Seeker mines, everything is going to do massive damage. The cooldowns are going to get changed into skill haste. New exotic weapons, all that jazz, but it's going to be interesting. So I'm sure you guys know about the news and everything that's coming. So this video is not about that. This is actually a build video that is very fun to use and is going to work even better in Title Update 5. Now, this is the Pulse Slinger build. It's a combination of using the exotic holster and tip of the spear gear set. So now if you guys want to get this gear set, you can only get it in the raid. It's a bit tricky to get it right now if you don't have a good team. But if you guys, there's a little plug for myself. If you guys join and become a member on my channel, you actually get private Discord, and I've got a team, my clan. Shout out to one clan. Some of the best players in the world for PvP are in that clan, and we can do the raid in about an hour. So if you guys want to do the raid and you become a member, and you'll do the raid. That's a little plug and a little bit of a hint for you guys. But anyways, if you guys do want to become a member, just click that little join button. You do get a lot of perks, and it does help my channel out. It's a step closer to me being able to put all my effort into this game and into content, because if you guys know, I work very hard at a full-time job, so it is quite tricky. But if I could maybe put more time into this game, I could put up better content. But anyways, so let's get into the specializations now. Once you guys have got the Liberty exotic pistol, which you need, the gunslinger holster, which you need. If you guys don't know, I do have videos on my channel how to get it, or you can just Google it. You can find the information anywhere you want. Specializations, which one do you want? That's a bit tricky. You're probably thinking, okay, well, headshot damage doesn't work for pistols. If you guys go over here, it's marksman rifles and rifles. So don't worry about that one. We don't want that. Now, what you do want is the demolitionist. There's a reason for that. The Dicerist. Now, in my clips that you guys saw, the Liberty Exotic was being used, not this gun. I'll get into that in a second. So you guys want to make sure that Gunslinger talent is fully active with 15% increased sidearm damage. So what is the whole plan with this build? It's 3-6-10. Um, Dicerist Special is what I have got on right here. 64k damage. My Liberty, as you can see, is 73k damage. This is the PvP gun, guys. You guys need to use this for PvP. You won't believe how much damage you will do, and the amount of stability that you have on this gun. You will destroy people very quickly. And when Title Update 4 comes, all these skills are going to work very well. As you can see, our skill power is high. Your pulse, and if you use a shield, I personally think you'll never die. This build's going to be interesting to see in Title Update 5 with the buff to the shield. There's a massive the health of the shield is getting increased by a big margin. So it's going to be interesting. Just keep that in mind when Title Update 5 drops. So this is a PvP gun. Now, the Liberty is perfect for PvE with this build. What actually happens is, if you guys didn't know, you can one-tap enemy electronics. So if you shoot the electronics, which is not actually that hard. I mean, if you saw in the video, I basically just did a flick shot and I got it. You get 500% weapon damage to the next shot. You can hit 1.5, 1.6 million damage. And then if that kills an enemy, which it will, you actually get 100% damage for the entire rest of the magazine, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're playing PvE, this gun will really wreck through as many NPCs as you want. And there's a lot of, how many rounds we have? Well, 10 rounds in this mag. So that's 10 rounds with plus 100% damage. And the one in the beginning has got 500%, or maybe the second. So it's just, utility is perfect. I would use this. The problem is it does jump around when you're shooting. So if you're on console, you probably would rather just use a dicer so you can actually hit your headshots. Because you want to be tapping headshots here. So this build looks interesting. Don't worry about your primary and secondary. You guys can run whatever you want. I just run things that I like to use, LMGs and assault rifles. Shotguns are the meta right now in the DZ. If you guys don't know how to counter it, there is a way to counter shotguns. I've got a video I'll link in the description. So, tip of the spear. Why are we using this gear set first and foremost? I need to explain to you guys exactly why we use this. So we got 233k armor, that's good enough. You don't need more. You actually if I'm honest, guys, you could probably run all damage here and all damage there if you really want to. That's not the point of this build. So this is more focused on utility. So if you guys want to, you can just go mad with the damage. Tip of the spear doesn't run with damage rolls. because we don't need that. Trust me, guys, you don't need that. The chem launcher will heal you so quickly, you could probably just stand and tank damage from it. It's ridiculous. I'll show you all the stats just now. So you don't even worry about your armor or health. You don't even need it. The skill power is so well scaled with this build because of this. So if you look over here, tip of the spear, we get 20% pulse skill power and 20% cooldown reduction, which is scary strong. Now, I don't have the full set yet. I'll probably get it today, but the whole point of this build is not to get protection from elites. You don't need that, and we don't really want this second part. This is just a pistol build, so we're gonna do full tip of the spear build combinations later on. So you want the cooldown reduction. That's massive, 20%. That's a really nice chunk. So what have we got rolled in all these pieces? So on my one, I don't want to be altering it yet because we don't know what's going to come in Title Update 5 that will be more viable. So we've got 11% cooldown reduction. Hazard protection is perfect because you can just tank with your chem launcher. So on the backpack, we've got pulse skill power cooldown reduction for the thing. Skill power 18% cooldown reduction, which is actually really good. I'm very happy with that roll. So we'll probably just buff our armor if we want to. We can get about, I think it's like 15k armor or something like that. So I'll just change that around. Then on the knee pads right there, we've got skill power, and I've just all the mods that you put on these guys. Just try mod towards pulse, chem launcher, and pistol damage. So all your mods are going to be in relation to that. The more damage on the pistol, like for your firearms mods on the holster, and then all the utility mods, like I said, just cooldown reduction. No, sorry, skill power, damage to enemy weak points, because obviously that's what we're going to be going for in the PvE part of it. And things like protection from elites, anything that can help towards what this build is used for. So let's just go into over here and let's just change it to the Liberty because that's generally what we're using it for. I'm sure you guys can have got this gun by now. If you don't, it's not too hard to get. You just need to get a D50, and we all know the struggle sometimes to get a D50 is a bit of a problem. So on the chest piece, nothing too special here. We've got 15% armor, 8k health. There's nothing crazy. I just did it for the headshot damage. You don't need tankiness in this build. You really don't. The Murakami industry just gives me a little bit extra health on top of it. I like the set, good set. Hard hitting, just because we want the damage to elites. You guys can use whatever you want. You can use Unstoppable Force. That's fine with you, but I don't really care about those two pieces. It's all about tip of the spear and you combination with the pistol, the gunslinger holster, and all the utility from the skills. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't go in the comments and saying that you can make it better by doing. I know you can make it better. I'm just giving you guys the ideas. So we've got this beautiful pair of gloves with total armor, health, and skill power. Compensated is nice because it gives us just 15% weapon damage, which is great. That's really why we've got this on. I wouldn't bother about anything else. Skill shot, well, increased kill XP, nothing special there. I need to probably farm a bit of better mods. So if you guys didn't know, skill mods are going to get buffed. So if you guys have any mods that you maybe want to deconstruct, keep them. All these gear mods for the Hive, for the Chem Launcher, Firefly, keep them because they're all going to be massively buffed and they're already strong. They're already so strong. So I don't understand. They're just going to keep making them stronger, and I feel like skills are going to be so ridiculous. So I'm going to be posting you guys a lot of skill builds and hybrid builds and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that in the future. All right, so this is the most important piece that you guys are going to need. It's pretty easy to get this. It won't take you very long. This is the Dodge City Gunslinger. So the whole point of the pulse slinging build, which this is to use the stats from this. So we get lots of stability, accuracy. It still makes a Liberty bounce all over the place when you're shooting it. So in PvP, I wouldn't recommend using this gun. Definitely use a Dicerus. So we get, because obviously you get 20% revolver damage, which is what you want. So in PvP, it will work better. So swapping to your pistol reloads or weapon. So if you're using an LMG, which I've put on as my primary, you just swap to the pistol and then you just swap back and you get 100% of your bullets reloaded. So it's just nice because you don't have to reload as well. So there's more utility there as well. So this is a talent that's very, very good as well. So they actually penetrate through enemies' armor. Pistol headshot kills gone plus 20% weapon damage and allows your primary and secondary to penetrate enemies for 8 seconds. Is increased to 11 seconds when using a revolver. So as you can see, it just works well with your. So if you can spec a little bit into your LMG, you can really do a lot of damage by swapping to your revolver. So it's not just focused around, I'm just going to run with my pistol in hand and that's it. You can be swapping around and getting extra damage. and it's just really strong. It's a nice build to use. As you can see, I've got some aces and eights. There's a whole bunch of builds I'm going to be making for you guys very soon, so make sure to click that subscribe button because it's going to get crazy over the next few weeks. All right, so this is an interesting build. As you can see, guys, it works pretty well. It's not overpowered. It's not like a 2 million DPS rifle build, anything like that. It's very satisfying to use. It's for players who like to use utility, like to pop the electronics, pop your chem launcher, get that extra damage, then swapping, getting the infinite reload. It's a fun build to use, especially with this pistol. I think this is the best build for this pistol right now. So why is this so good for skills? All right, guys. So what have we got here? A 10-second cooldown pulse. That's what we have right here. This is something that is going to be unbelievably strong. Can you imagine? It's going to get even better. What you need to pay attention to here, guys, is if you actually put this on, the cooldown reduction right now is not very good. So I would actually rather go for a little bit of cooldown because we've got so much from the tip of the spear gear set that it drops it by like 0.1 because of the scaling. So don't spec too much into cooldown reduction on here. I'd rather go for like effect duration and things like that. But yeah, it's a 10-second pulse. It lasts for 10 seconds, 52 radius. I would go fully into radius mods, put radius mods and make it spread out as far as possible. You'll be able to scan people every 10 flipping seconds. It's unbelievably strong. And you got so much damage as well. And then with the chem launcher, this is where it also gets interesting. So let me show you guys. So it's a 10-second cooldown as well. But it heals 66k armor. So it's actually, you can just sit in your cloud and you just keep getting healed. It's ridiculous. It really is. Now, I could have gone for an extra bit of bullets, make them get 6 bullets over here, ammo. So I could have 7 ammo. I don't need to. That comes back so quick. You just need to drop one, and then 6 seconds later, when the effect duration is done, you get out of it. You're fully healed easily, very quickly. So this build is very self-sustaining. It's just a nice set. The tip of the spear is a great set. So in the perfect world, I'd probably rather have the chest piece then the backpack, then run a max out health and armor with skill haste on the backpack. I'm already saying skill haste. That's how much I'm looking forward to title update 5 anyway. Then we could run on the ropes. So that's just depending on what pieces you actually have because it's not too easy. So the ideal world, it would be to have the knee pads, the mask, and the chest piece so you can have on the ropes and compensate it. I think that's the only thing I would change about this, to be honest. So if we go into our stats, this is again very deceiving and pointless to look here because none of our skills utilities are actually procced. So we've got 20% pistol damage bonus. That's going to be 500%. You know what I mean, guys? So don't worry about anything like that. Over here we've got hazard protection 22%, which is actually quite nice. Skill cooldown's 49%. We could actually get it a lot higher, but we don't need to because the pulse and the chem launch are already at lowest cooldown, so that's not needed. As you can see, auxiliary batteries have been put on my chem launcher and my pulse to get it up to 1600. So that's always important to get auxiliary batteries for your skill mods. If you don't, then you're going to struggle. So this build is very fun to use in PvE. PvP, I don't really use it because there's too many shotguns and things going on, but when the shield gets buffed in Title Update 5, you guys can imagine we're going to be shielding around. And I hope that the Defender drone isn't going to be OP because can you imagine the cooldown with a Defender drone on this build, guys? There's a lot of crazy things coming. So please, guys, make sure to subscribe and leave a like because I am looking forward to giving you guys such crazy builds, as you know I do. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you agents in the next one. Peace out, boys.